No, there's not. Can I address those two separately? I think, Shubi, I saw some good signs of a change in mentality on the back end of that Australian tour. And then I wouldn't even, these two dismissals in this game, in this series, I thought in the first game, we asked the guys to go out there and attack the power play, and it wasn't a great wicket at Katak, so I'll let him off that one. And I thought he got a good ball today, which can happen when you're short on form. But we also know the class. You look at his IPL record where he stacks up 700 runs, 600 runs, 800 runs, 600 runs. We believe in his class, and we believe he will come good. And exactly the same with Surya. Obviously, you mentioned about the leadership roles. We're quite far down the road now with our planning and how we have set the team up. And personally, I think you back quality players and quality leaders like that, and they will come good. I can understand from the outside looks like a concern, but I've got absolute faith in both of them coming good at the right time for us. Yeah, it's a great point. Again, I thought at Katak we were excellent in assessing what needed to be done there, and coming into this game, that's one thing we spoke about. I think the bowlers have had a poor night tonight, a bad day at the office, so to speak. We've already had a quick chat around it there. And to be, again, quite frank, I thought we blinked a little bit early tonight. There was 10.1, Quinton hit that first ball after the break for 6. And I thought we went away from our plans too quickly. And again, we don't mind guys trying, but like you say, you've got your plans, and are you executing the plans? And we probably missed on both of those tonight, which is something we want to avoid. And the guys are really looking forward to Dharamshala and putting that performance right in a couple of days' time. Again, we're trying things combination-wise. We've got 8 or 9 games now before the World Cup, and I guess, again, being quite frank, we found ourselves being 35 for 3 more times than we would have liked in the last couple of months. So it's just a exploration into how we can extend the batting, the link between the openers and the guys we want to come in and smash it around, maybe when things do get a little bit easier. So that's the reason for that. And then the back-to-back, it's the same for both teams. It's a grueling schedule. These T20s are always, fixed into a 12 or 13-day block where you expect to play 5 games and travel. So that's certainly not an excuse. And I thought the guys were quite fresh coming here today. I didn't feel, any tiredness. It's only the second game of the series as well. But 3 days now before Dharamshala, and then 3 days again before Lucknow. So hopefully there's a little bit of time for recuperation and some better preparation going into the next 2 games. It's got nothing to do with where he's at physically. We're very happy with where he's at physically. In the Asia Cup, he was taking the new ball. Obviously the combination there was different. We were playing 3 spinners and 2 out-and-out seamers, and certainly for this series and the conditions we're facing, we're playing 2 out-and-out seamers who are obviously going to take the new ball. And Varun's been very good at the back end of power plays, and again, we want to employ the right tools at the right time. And I guess in Katak and here tonight, Surya had a hunch that Axar could be dangerous in the power play. But it's nice to know we have an extra option. We've now got 4 guys who can bowl in the power play. But Hardik's certainly not bowling because of where his body's at. I actually think he's bowled quite nicely and quite smartly in both the games. Let's start with Shubman again. I think taking on the captaincy the way he did in England and how well he led, and how much pride he took in that performance, I think an element of that carried over into what he wanted to do in the T20 side. So if anything, he was too caring and maybe a little bit too tight. And like I said, towards the back end of Australia, the talks were around freeing up a little bit more, trying to relinquish that responsibility, certainly in that capacity where you feel like it's all about you and you really need to justify your place in the team. We don't want him to do that. We want him to play as freely as he does during IPL seasons. And look, Surya again is such quality, and we have high expectations of the players. And if you're going to be India's number 3, there's pressure on you to score runs. And there's been a fairly long string of form now where he hasn't got the scores we like. But in isolation, we're certainly not worried about it. Batting at 3 again, the job we want from him is to go out there and attack. And again, he's someone I also thought sort of had a light bulb moment in Australia. I thought he's been batting really nicely leading into this series as well. And like I say, 2 games we're not worried about, and we're confident that he'll come good. His leadership as well has been fantastic. He's got the group moving in the right direction in terms of plans and the buy-in we want from the players, and the runs will come.